Yo, what's going on, guys?
What up, my brothers?
Rich is here.
Rich
Oh,
is here.
I'm here. Yay.
We're not hashtag richless today.
No. First,
You know, uh, football's pretty much over for you guys, so I don't have to worry about talking about that anymore. And,
Oh no! But see, we fired our offensive coordinator, which is awesome. So we're happy about that, even though the football team lost.
It
Yep.
took me like an hour or two to figure out whether or not the Eagles were still in the playoffs. I didn't know how that stuff worked. It's a wild card game, but they're the number one in a thing, but they lost. I had to break out the AI and have it answer questions for me.
yeah,
All right.
it's AI in sports is pretty funny because sometimes it brings up stuff that happened 2 or 3 years ago.
Uh,
So,
Yeah.
the first episode of 2026. We'll just chit chat on some video games, what we've been watching, just play some catch up. Been a minute since we've all gotten together, so I don't know.
2026, which is starting out so well.
Yeah.
We lost
Should we?
we lost Bob Weir, which hurt. But then we also lost Scott Adams, which kind of balanced it out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. A little yin, a little yang.
The Bob Weir one, he was 80.
He was 78.
78. That's right. I thought he was pushing 80. Yeah, that's a tough one.
For being a founding member of the Grateful Dead, making it to 78 is pretty good. And he was like healthy to the end, despite all of the, obvious chemicals and stuff he put into his body when he was a kid. He was posting videos like last year of him doing those rope things at the gym and shit at 78. So he was still pretty beefy. But if you looked at him, he looked like he had a hard life. He looked like a good 78-year-old man would look.
Yeah, he looked like one of those like old timey sailors.
Yeah,
Was out to sea for 50 or 60 years.
he had the stare, but his music was still fantastic. The stuff he was doing with the Dog Brothers, or what the hell the thing was called, that was really good. Like as soon as he died, I reposted that the Wolf Brothers. I reposted his Tiny Desk concert because that was just amazing.
The Dog Brothers.
Whatever.
Close enough.
Yeah.
It
wasn't about him. It was about him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Had a heck of a career though, because like you said, he was still going and he was still active. I mean, he basically was active from the 60s all the way up until basically, the day he died. I mean, he was just an active guy and making music and seemed to pop up in a lot of different places, even post Grateful Dead. So, all right. Let's go to games. I know, Bob, you would throw something at us. I know you want to talk some console pricing, but this was pretty cool. You sent us a text message about something from Limited Run, which we knock on a lot. We have for a long time here, but this was pretty cool. Do you want to hit us on this one?
Yeah. So High on Life is coming out, and it's limited run, so it'll be 5 years from now before it actually comes out. But it's going to be all on the cartridge. They're not doing game key cards. But what I found out shortly thereafter was that High on Life 2 is coming out for the Switch 2, and it's going to be a fucking game key card. So,
well, and Limited Run made the announcement basically saying like, this is a physical copy. This is a physical copy. Like they mentioned it a couple times in their post. So like they really hit it hard saying, hey, this is not a game key card, physical copy. Now granted, who knows? You might get it in a year, 18 months, whatever. But but at least it's a physical copy.
Yeah, not a fucking game key card.
But that is funny that they announced the sequel and then
yeah. So I'm torn because I want to play the first game because I heard it was really good, and it's by the creators of Rick and Morty, and it's supposed to be really funny.
A creator that was forced to leave the game company later, but yeah,
close enough.
Yeah, well, but it seems really funny. It's something that I've wanted to play for a while, but Go ahead, Rich.
He should get together with Kurt Schilling, and they should form another video game company.
Nah, I think that's the only thing is it's problematic to give him money, but at the same time, like I really want to play the game, so I'm kind of willing to overlook that.
I'm sure Limited Run doesn't give their money to anybody else, so you're probably okay. So
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
sometimes they just keep it and they would make people wait anyway.
Yeah. They keep it and never send you your stuff for 3 years. Let it sit in the bank and accumulate interest. And meanwhile, you're just sitting there with your
maybe
thumb in your hand.
Maybe you'll get a CDR later.
Yeah. No, 3DO. It's just going to be like half a popsicle stick painted red with a label on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, weren't they notoriously hit recently with the those wonderful discs that you just mentioned? But yeah, it'll just be like the the plastic ones that were in the spindles. That's what it'll be. It'll be the plastic one painted. So the quality just keeps on going down and down, and the prices get higher, and the length of time in between you ordering and actually receiving it grows longer and longer.
You got to actually start putting it in your will of who it's going to go to.
Like back when we were kids, you had the magazines and books where it was the type-in programs. Just like that, once a month they'll send you a page of code that you have to type into the thing, and maybe after 3 years you'll have a full game.
Oh man, but yeah, I don't know, Rich. Are you playing anything or anything that?
Before Christmas, I started playing Metroid Prime 4. That's the new one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was definitely something I was playing on the PS5. And then Christmas hit, and I went away, and I stopped playing all that. And instead of playing games when I came back, I've been watching movies instead. So no.
Oh, there you go.
I thought Metroid Prime 4 was bad. It's just, I don't know. I started watching Fallout, and that made me want to play Fallout 3 again. And then I found that I could stream that on the PS5, so I may try that next week.
Nice. Yeah, I was a big Fallout 3 fan. That's the one that really got me hooked in. I think a lot of people were that way.
They're doing a remaster.
Yeah, I know.
That and New Vegas.
Yeah, it's that company, man, they could just re-release games over and over and over again and just take my money.
But they're not out yet, so I have to whatever tier of PS Plus, whatever the PlayStation subscription thing is, I have. They're all available, but they're available to stream. So I don't know how well they're going to play, but I'll find out.
Yeah, I still pay for the highest one, mainly because it's the primary system we use. So I don't know that it's worth it in the long run, but every once in a while there's a game that comes out for a download or whatever that the kids inevitably spend way too much time playing. And there's been games like that too. So probably over the course of a year, it's probably worth it for me because I don't actively sit out and go buy a lot of games either anymore, unless it's something I really, really want, or if they've announced that Skyrim's coming out again, some variant, so.
Well, that's what I've been playing before Christmas. I'll do like Rich. Before Christmas, I was playing a lot of Pokemon Legends Z through A. I got the DLC for it, and I wasn't really impressed with the DLC. Then I was playing NHL 26 on the PS5. And then after Christmas, I actually grabbed the Oblivion remaster for PS5. And so I've been pretty much playing that. And I downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2 because I found out that you can hunt down and kill clan members. So that sounds really fun to me. So I got that. And then I realized that I had a huge backlog of games for the Xbox, and I re-downloaded Fallout 3 and New Vegas for that in preparation to lose all my progress and play the remasters.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play a whole lot before Christmas. I picked up just now and then I'd play Stern Pinball, on the PlayStation. A couple little, other things here and there. But post Christmas, I played a lot of Terminator 2D No Fate, which is incredible. Stylized like a game that would have been released in our time of our youth. So it's really cool because it there are parts of it that deviate from the actual storyline based on how you handle things. So the story does change. Like you're given an option, and if you recall, and I don't want to do any spoilers here, but I will say this: in the scene in Terminator 2, when Sarah shoots Miles Dyson, kind of, from long range, and they're in the house, and she's kind of going through that decision of basically whether to kill him or not. In the game, you have that option of pulling the trigger, yes or no, and then you can see where it goes from there.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting. There's a couple different arcs that way. It's really cool. I played it through several times. It's a quick game, 45 minutes to an hour. It has that very arcade style component. There's a lot of things that remind me of Contra. So if you ever pick up and play it, you'll understand what I mean with that, which is really cool. I love Contra, but it's fun. I really enjoy it. I made fun of it months ago on our pod because the Best Buy had like their day one release or whatever the heck it was at like $150. And I ended up with a copy of that for Christmas. I have no idea what Danielle paid for it. I hope to God it wasn't that, but it did come with a pretty cool like cloth poster and a coin and a couple other nitnoid things, which I'm a huge Terminator fan, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So played a lot of that, and then the kids have been absolutely tearing it up with Lego Dimensions. So they got a ton of that stuff for Christmas. That's what they asked for. So, I know it's weird. I have a kid in high school and a kid in middle school, and they ended up with a bunch of vinyl, Lego Dimensions stuff, other Lego sets that were long out of print, and of course not cheap. So it's like, eBay got hit hard for me this year. So,
That's the other thing I completely forgot. And I need to shout it out because I got it for Christmas. So thanks, Mom. I got Atari 7800 Plus, and I played Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest, which it's incredibly hard, and it makes me sad because it's like, this is a 7800 game, and I can't get past like the second level. But I can get to like level. I think I got to level 2 and ended up losing all my lives, and then giving up because I was mad. But the one thing I like the 7800 Plus, but what sucks is I got one with an older edition of the firmware, and so I ordered the paddle controllers and Circus Atari or Super Circus Atari, and the paddle controllers don't work, and I can't get the firmware to update. And I've tried it like on 2 different computers. I've tried every single USB port, because that's what they say is like, oh, well, if it doesn't work on this USB port, try on this USB port. So I've done every USB port on the 2 Windows PCs I have, and I've tried multiple different USB cords and everything, and it just does not want to update the firmware. So I'm kind of screwed as far as using my paddles for now. Makes me sad.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll take a look at it this weekend. How about that?
Hey, there you go. Yeah, because Tom is coming to visit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich, you can come visit too.
Yeah, if you want to make the trek south, I'm making the trek east. So
that's okay.
He's like, no, fuck you guys.
Take lots of pictures.
No.
I don't go further south than Delaware, I guess. I can. Yeah, it's probably a good stopping point.
Virginia.
Right.
The 7800 though, it does look cool. I have not actually had my hands on one of those, so they kind of neat to see anyway. But the I should have said this, prior to, and I've talked about it a little bit here. Did get the analog 3D. That was a little bit of a hiccup at first because, and I'm kind of I think Bob and I recorded on this. The EverDrive, the one I have, the X7, was not supported initially, but within about 3 days, that support came out. Just had to do a little firmware update on the cartridge itself, which required the use of my original 64, but no big deal. Everything's been working fine ever since. I haven't picked up and played it in a little bit now that the kids have been immersed in other things, and getting back to work and all that fun stuff. But no, it's really cool. Really enjoying it. Works super well with the OG controllers. I don't have anything else to really test with it as far as peripherals, but I really enjoy it. And the thing I really liked about it was that it's just very clean and it just looks good, and it seems like it's made really well. So and there's a pretty cool community too. Obviously, I think when these things come out, they're obviously big Facebook groups that pop up and whatnot. So it's pretty neat. People are doing, and of course you have your psychos that own like 12 of them already because they want one in every color.
Yeah. But the best part is a lot of them aren't taking them out of the box, and the box is just a plain black box.
Yeah. It reminds me of like you went to go like buy an iPad. That's how well it's packed. But it's very simple. Like it's not. Yeah. And these guys are like, oh, I have a jungle green. I have this. I have that. And it's like, that's cool. All you need is one. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up my video games stuff. But yeah.
Like for Christmas, I modded my Atari 2600 to use RCA jacks and really enjoyed, like, I thought it was really cool stuff. So I did I ordered a kit for the Intellivision that I installed, and the ColecoVision, and then I was looking for multi-carts for them because I have one for the Atari 2600, but I don't have one for the other ones. And I found this project called Backbit, where you buy one multi-cart and then you buy adapters that changes what it can go plug into, and it's for most 8-bit systems. So I was able to pick up one of them, a VIC-20 adapter, a 7800, an Intellivision, and a ColecoVision adapter, and it works really well because you don't have to you just put everything on there, and you don't have to change any firmware or anything. It just loads whatever you have it plugged into, which is really cool. You do have to solder your own adapters, but the thing itself comes pre-installed and pre-configured and everything, pre-built. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes. And yeah.
You Rich, you said you were kind of shifted your gears to watching stuff post Christmas. So what are you watching now?
I spent a pile of time up with my mom. We watched the last season of Stranger Things, which I enjoyed. I mean, I wasn't super fan of it anyway. I just kind of enjoyed it as it came out. So I don't care about plot holes and shit like that. It was fun. It was a fun watch. I watched It, Welcome to Derry, which I also really enjoyed, which also gave me like Stranger Thing vibes because it was just kids fighting a supernatural whatever. And then we watched a pile of crappy movies on Netflix and streaming things. We watched that one where Ant-Man hits a unicorn with Wednesday. I think it's called We Ran Over a Unicorn or something. That was okay.
Is it Death of a Unicorn, maybe?
Something like that, yeah. We watched a movie called Brightburn, which is cool because it was it's Superman, but what if Superman's evil? So he's still raised by, like, it's a little kid raised by parents doing the best they can for him, but the kid just grows up and says, oh, well, not grows up, he's still a kid, but he's like, oh, wait a minute, I have powers. I don't have to be a good guy. I can be, whatever. And he just wanted to be evil. It was good. That was entertaining. I got the Turtles in 4K, so I actually watched that when I came back, that 4K box set that came out before Christmas.
Nice.
I got the Hellraiser Pet Trilogy, whatever the hell they called it, in 4K. Hellraiser 1 through 4. I've watched the first 3 of them. This is the first time I ever saw the third one. They stopped being good after the second one. The second one was very entertaining. 3 was kind of meh, and I haven't watched 4 yet. And then after 4, there's like 6 more of them were straight to DVD. They're not included on the thing, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to them.
Why not? You don't want to go dive into like Hellraiser 12?
Nah, that's okay. I did watch the remake that came out a couple of years ago, last year on Netflix, on one of them streaming. That was pretty good.
I'm actually counting to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's 11 of them. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is that including the remake? The remake was like 22, I think.
Yeah, maybe that. Well, yeah, that would be the So 10 plus a remake. Yeah, there you
go. I picked up Dogma. I haven't watched it yet, but it's going to be good. It's the 4K release. I found out though that they're making a Dogma 2 and a Jay and Silent Bob 5. I don't even know
Wars
one yet, but I don't have. I almost want to give up on Kevin Smith. We've discussed that. I don't picture any. The last Jay and Silent Bob was horrible. So the cartoon was really bad. So I can't picture this being good at all. And then I don't know what Dogma 2 is going to be.
Oh, you mean the Jay and Silent Bob's groovy cartoon movie?
Yeah, I didn't like Reboot.
That was...
I didn't like Reboot, and I didn't like super groovy cartoon movie that was barely animated and was horrible.
Yeah, that was terrible. Reboot was meh. I wasn't a huge fan. I still like Clerks 3, so fuck you guys. I did get the dog. Hey, when you got your Dogma 2 or Dogma 4K, did it come shrink wrapped or was it like plastic wrapped? Do you remember?
I don't even know if I opened it yet. It's got a slip case or the slip cover and then whatever. I don't know.
Because I'm trying to figure out if somebody bought mine, used the digital code and returned it, and then they just shrink wrapped it and because my digital code's not working.
If your digital key, I can send you my digital code because I'm never going to use it.
All right.
Just remind me. Send me a text or something, and I'll remember to shoot it over to you.
All right, cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that probably is what happened.
Yeah,
I was pissed. You saw the mystery.
Yeah,
I usually don't have any problems with Amazon, and I got I ordered Himalayan cheese chew dog things for Enzo, and it was a 3-pack of them, and they sent them in just the container that they came in, so just a plastic bag that they were in with the little sticker slipped on it, and it was a Ziploc container, and the cheese things are heavy, so at some point in shipping, they came out of the bag, and all I got on my doorstep was an empty container for the thing. And they won't let me return it because they say it's a perishable product, so it's non-returnable.
That's ridiculous.
That was
I do hate this new thing with Amazon where they just ship stuff in the packaging.
I didn't like that, and I didn't like. I just started watching Fallout, so I'm watching the first season now, and I knew from when I watched Incredible that they were doing this, but I forgot because it's been a while since I watched anything on Amazon Prime. I turn it on to watch it, and there's 3 minutes of commercials in front of this thing that I pay. What's Amazon Prime, like $100-something a year to watch, and they're going to give me 4 minutes of commercials in the beginning, and then like 3 commercial breaks during the episode.
Oh yeah, unless you pay like $3 extra a month.
I can earn any more money. I'd rather pirate it. Let them come after me.
Yeah,
you borrow it.
That's it. Yeah, borrow. Go to your library. Your library happens to be using it.
No, yeah. It's no big deal. You just go to your local public library, and there you go. No big deal. Yeah. No, Bob, you mentioned about the Amazon and the way they ship stuff. It is getting pretty ridiculous. We had a couple things like that come where it's like not shipped in a box.
Yeah. Well, dude, this was shipped in a bag, but it still pissed me off. I got Superman on Blu-ray because it was like $10 or something like that. And it was not wrapped, and it had this like barcode sticker, this big giant barcode sticker stuck to the front of it. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want my Blu-rays to have big ass stickers on the front of them on the cases. I want to be able to like see what movie I'm grabbing off the shelf.
And it's funny too, a couple things, one with Amazon, I know over the holidays you get like everyone and their brother, the Flex stuff drives because of all the additional packaging going around for Christmas, whatnot. And I stopped at one of the places I go to stop for beer, and there was like a 1988 Olds like Sierra, the smaller ones, and there was like an Amazon truck by it, and I don't know what's going on, because if Amazon didn't exist, I would think it was just a massive drug deal. But they're like just moving Amazon boxes into this little car, who I guess the guy's a Flex driver, but this thing is like packed to the gills. Like, you're not seeing out of the windows. The trunk is full. Like, I just like sat there for like a minute just watching, because I'm like, what is going on? But that's what was happening. They were just transferring boxes to this Flex driver who's just trying to make a few bucks. And it's like, my brother, like, come on. Like, you could not find a bigger car than that for anything.
He's got his push car next to him because they're not allowed to stop.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. But but you said about packaging. So I ordered, the Topps holiday ball. It's like the real thin tin. So I ordered one of those for Katie from Best Buy. Order a few other things, and it came in a box that was like wrapped around it. It really wasn't in a box, and it just had like a piece of tape on it. Well, so I go to open it up, and that tin is like completely like crushed, and I'm like, oh crap, there's cards in here, but it was crushed perfectly around the cards. So the cards were okay, but the tin not so much.
That sucks.
So I kind of had to like form it back in, and like I got it back together and put a couple pieces of tape on it, hoping it wasn't gonna bust apart. But yeah, it's crazy these companies that they're just kind of like, we'll just slap a sticker on it. We'll just,
Dude. So Stephanie, my sister, ordered me socks for Christmas, and they were vacuum sealed in this into a flat thing. Label on it in the mail. So I'm the one that gets the mail, and I'm like, Peyton's getting socks. And they were mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think we got maybe one thing that was pretty obvious, maybe a couple. I tried to, like, Amazon does at least most of the time give you the option that you see it hide in original packaging or whatever. Most of the time that seems to be an option, so I tried to click that when I can. But yeah, you're right there. Like, they'll just send crap however now. I'm amazed they just let it go. But I guess whenever you have your own, shipping now, I guess they don't care.
Hey.
I don't know, because I know, Rich, you've got obviously Prime delivery in your area, or you have that now where you're at, Bob?
No, we have it all comes through the mail.
Still comes to the mail. Okay. Yeah,
we got our own. Yeah, there's Prime vans and trucks they got there.
Yeah, we're getting more and more. We actually have a distribution center opening up like a mile from my house. So,
well, we do too. We have there was a Walmart, and that Walmart closed and turned into an Amazon distribution center, which is fine for me because whatever.
Yeah, that's funny. That's probably where it's going to start going too.
We have 3 Walmarts like within 7 miles, and that was the sketchy one, so it was okay that it turned into a Amazon thing.
When I was in Florida, we had the Amazon services, and then we had a distribution center near us. But yeah, here we have 2 Walmarts, 2 Chick-fil-A's, and a Starbucks.
And we had 2 GameStops, and one of ours is closing. So it was
they're closing like 400 some stores.
Yeah, so we had one where we had one inside our mall, and then directly across the street in front of our Walmart, there's like a mini mall, and so there was a bigger GameStop there. So they just shuttered the one in the mall and just transferred everything over. I mean, it makes sense. They were like a quarter of a mile apart. I'm surprised they were open together as long as they were.
I think my mom she's in North Cape May, so she's in that whole little close enough to the rest of it where it's like a resort area kind of thing. They had one GameStop and one mom and pop video game store, and they both closed. So now if you want to buy a video game, you either have to go to the Walmart in Rio Grande, which isn't terrible. So it's like the only store though, so everyone shops there. Or you have to drive up to Vineland, which is like a half hour, 40-minute drive from where she is.
That's
It's nuts. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Level Up not still in Egg Harbor?
Level. Are they?
Oh no, that's right. They had moved to the Hamilton Mall, so that's still
Yeah. That's pretty
still
much
a hike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to say I did get to stop. We came up. I forget why we came up. I think I took her to the doctor. That's when we came up. We came up to like where we used to live. Woodbury. My mom's doctor's in Woodbury still yet, even though she lives at the shore. So we got to go to that place that's where Polsky's is.
The
They
Nerd
just-
Mall.
I was so
Yeah.
disappointed in that. It was my first time in there. I'm looking around. They had, and maybe it's because it was after Christmas, but they had, and you know what? My standards are a little raised for these places. But I go in there. They had like 3 old toys, nothing fantastic. They had a comic book section, which was just kind of meh, and like I'm not into board games, so the board game section didn't do anything for me. But then we went down to Evergreen to where Frankenstein moved to, and there's also a toy guy in there who's been there for a while. Like he used to be in the old mill in Mullica Hill. They moved
Okay.
into the back of that. He had fantastic stuff in there, and it's sad to see what happened to the Frankenstein guy because he's got the tiniest little booth in there, and he was just sitting there. Actually, I don't know if it was him. I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know if this was Frank.
No, it is. It's Bill.
Bill. Yeah, and he just he looked miserable. He had good stuff, but yeah, it was a bummer.
He's working on getting something going. It's supposed to open later this year, so
Okay.
he is working on that. I'm surprised now. Ryan's store, the Nerd Mall. I used to work with or for Ryan Morrison, who opened the Nerd Mall, and normally they do have a ton of stuff. So you probably hit them right after right after they got wiped out for the holidays. But they normally have some really good stuff in there. So I'm surprised that. Although you do have, like you said, you do have high standards.
I was disappointed. But I walked out of the other place with the light up Thundercat sword from the 80s, where you turn through the bottom and the sort of omens, the Eye of Thundera lights up. This is cool. And he had, I wasn't sure if I had it already, so I had to leave it there because I couldn't find a picture of it. But they had one of the My Pet Monster Pets with the handcuffs.
Oh, wow.
I want this too, but it was $150, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the one I have or not, because I think there's like 3 or 4 different ones, and I didn't want to spend that money if I already had it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I go up about a time or so a year. I don't get to venture much though when I'm up there. So probably the places I haunted back in the day are probably all gone at this point.
Well, it's weird because I got to go. We did my brother's birthday up that way this year too, and I came back down 322, and I normally don't go that way at all, and like everything's torn down, and it's like all big industrial parks and warehouses all down there now. Like there's a big Target one, there's an Amazon one. It's nuts. And then you get a little further up this way, or up, where they are. And my dad used to say this too all the time. What was places where we would play and was woods and stuff and like fields and farmland and shit like that are all crappy housing developments now and little shit like that down there. It was all like they tore down, which is probably, about time to. But that little country store that used to be right there on the corner at Hamlin Station Road and Kings Highway is gone. They're getting ready to build something big there. There were some other things like, well, there used to be something over there that's missing. The Kingsway is like 4 times the size as it was when we went there. It's weird. Everything's just different.
Yeah, I noticed that really, prominent this time, Rich, coming up across Delaware Memorial and then going 40 up through Woodstown. But, where you cut through, Salem there and where it just used to be nothing but open fields.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like those giant, like first there was like Wawa warehousing down there, and now it's like these giant Amazon and other complexes. They're just, it's almost eerie how big they are, and it's just taking up all the old farmland is just really starting to get eaten up by these just industrial monsters. But yeah, and you're right. Every other thing you turn around, it's like housing development. Like all by where Danielle's mom's at, like it's just housing developments upon housing developments. It's crazy. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely changed a lot since the 20 years I've been gone. It's nuts. I don't know, but I digress. All right.
Speaking of monsters, Microsoft has been in the news lately, talking about their new systems that they're going to be coming out with, and they're saying that it's going to be a high-end piece of kit, and they're saying that it's going to probably top $1,000.
So we're talking about next gen consoles, correct?
Yes. Which I had just seen an article saying how they may push off the next gen, the PS5 and the next, or the PS6 and the next Xbox, push them off to kind of let the market settle a little bit with the storage and the RAM prices the way they are. But Microsoft doesn't seem to have gotten the memo, and they seem to be pushing full speed ahead. And you know, we've always talked about how, you know, the death of physical media might push me out of gaming. I don't know, man. The pricing might push me out of gaming at this point. If that's how much the new consoles are going to be, I'll stick with my Switch 2 and my PS5 and my Series X and anything that came before. But I'm out. When consoles start costing $1,000, I can't justify that.
And I think that was our, you know, when we started talking Steam Machine and where that might fall. And, you know, granted, we're talking, you know.
Did you guys talk about the leaked prices on that?
We didn't, but I've also heard that those leaked prices were from a third party, and that it's not, that Steam said they're not selling through third parties. They're going to sell it through them just themselves, so they may be accurate, but they're more than likely not.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I think we talked about those hitting, you know, the $1,000 mark too. I just think it's just where things are at. I mean, what's the PS5 Pro is what, $750, right?
Yep.
So I mean, you're already touching that now. You just slap a little tax on there. I mean, you're at what, $800 pretty quickly. So I mean, we're knocking on the $1,000 door anyway. That just would not surprise me at all. Next gen console being $1,000. You know, I hate to say it, I'm not surprised. You know,
and they're saying that it's going to be Windows based, so it's you're basically the line between console and PC is just getting so blurred at this point that, you know, you might be able to build. Well, no, you're not going to be able to build a low end PC for cheaper, but you know, you might be able to find a used PC for cheaper. It's just, but it's getting to the point where it's going to push the normal, you know, the average player out, because who can really, and especially people who buy multiple consoles, who can afford to buy multiple consoles at $1,000 a pop?
Well, and you brought up a good point. Like it's Danielle's. We built a nice PC. It's about 6 years now, so you can imagine. The only thing, I had a warranty job on one of the video cards. Other than that, we have not made any upgrades to it, so it's right at that mark. But everything was top of the line then, and it was really funny to me because she just plays like The Sims 4, Planet Zoo, nothing that's like too new or terribly intensive, so everything runs fine. And she started playing Quarantine Zone, which just came out on Steam, and that's the zombie identification game. Basically, it's like you have you're in charge of a facility, and your whole job is to inspect people to see if they're either infected. So you go send them to the firing squad, or they're safe. You send them in with your survivors, or you're not sure, so you got to send them to quarantine, and then you can just check. But it's a $20 game on Steam, and I thought she's going to run it fine. And sure enough, like I had to throw her specs down on low, because the graphic card requirement was so high, it like superseded what was on that. And I'm like, there's no telling what we spent on that computer either. And I'm like, here we go. Now I'm gonna have to sink another $600-700 into a graphics card to play a $20 game.
Is that like Papers, Please? Do you ever play that?
No, I've not.
Oh, you're working at a Russian Soviet checkpoint, and the people are coming in and they're giving you their passports, and you have to figure out whether it's a real passport that they're giving you or if there's something else going on or they're lying. And as you go on, some people are like, well, this isn't my thing, but here's a bribe to let me in, or you got to let me in for, if I don't get in, they're going to kill me, that kind of thing. So it all kind of veers all over the place. Good game. It's fun.
Yeah.
A few years ago. Yeah.
She showed me a little bit, and so basically, like, you're looking for bite marks, you're looking for bruising, scratches. You look at their eyes to see how people are, how the reflexes are, those sorts of things, and you unlock tools as levels go on, and you earn money with making correct guesses, basically. But there's more to it too. Like if you end up having somebody infected in quarantine, like they'll eat the people in there. So it's,
It was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is what I was playing on the PS5 that I don't think I'm ever going back to. It wasn't good.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Vampire
the Masquerade
Bloodlines
2.
2. Okay.
The first one was one of my favorite games about. There's a PC game. It came out like back when I was in college, I guess. I was playing it right out of high school. Really good game. Almost like I don't know who made it, but it reminds me of what Bethesda RPGs became, like Fallout and stuff like that. And then this one, like, was supposed to be going back to the, we're going to make another one finally, and it's going to be good. And then the company went bankrupt or they got bought out or something, and then the game wasn't going to come out. Then I think somebody else just picked up the, this is what we have. Let's kind of throw it together into something that may or may not work, and we'll put it out. It didn't work. Or at least it's not. It shouldn't have came out with that name. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I saw the reviews were the user reviews, like overall were like 4.7 out of 10. Yeah. It's usually you see stuff like that. You're entering some really dark territory. You better be a huge fan of.
I was happy to start Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to dive into something, but I just I hadn't really. I think I'm stuck on wanting to keep playing Terminator 2D, and I've recently discovered that there's a challenge mode on Stern Pinball, and now that I have all the tables for that, it's the challenge mode is a pain. So I keep getting toward the end, and I keep screwing up.
I think eventually I'm going to buy Baldur's Gate, because I've been wanting to play that since it came out and never got around to buying it. So when I finally do go into it, it'll be cheap.
Yeah, that's definitely one on my list.
And there's the Persona 4 remake supposed to be coming out eventually. I think it was announced. So I don't know when it's coming out, but I really liked that a lot when I played the first remake on the Vita. So it'd be nice to play a console version of that again.
I'm looking forward to the 22nd with the Microsoft developers, not conference, but whatever they're doing, because they're going to do a reveal on the new Fable game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Fable. There's 4 games that they're talking about. Fable's one of them, and I can't remember what the other ones are, but looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully, they'll show some new footage of Gears E-Day and maybe the Halo campaign Evolved or whatever the hell it's called, and we'll see what else they come up with.
I remember years ago when Fable came out. I remember you were a huge fan of that, Bob, and I remember you spoke really highly of that, and it was cool because like I never really played much of it, but the more I saw, the more I read, I was like, yeah, this very very awesome stuff. So that is good. I want to keep an eye on that too.
And it should be coming out for PS5, so hopefully, fingers crossed it does at the same time. It's not like a timed exclusive or anything like that, because honestly, at this point, Microsoft doesn't really have any reason to do timed exclusives anymore. release them same day and date and let it ride, see what happens.
I guess before we wrap up, I am curious, you guys, anything new with Switch 2 messing with?
No, like I said, I was playing Pokemon Legends ZA. I enjoyed the main campaign, and then I got the DLC, and the DLC just kind of is meh. It's there. You can play it.
I was thinking back this when you mentioned Lego Dimensions. I have an Amiibo emulator. It's basically just an NFC thing. Can you do that with Lego Dimensions? Have you tried that?
As far as I know, you can. My understanding, just messing with the little chips or whatever they, those things. They're like little circle pedestals that the characters sit on. They are readable and writable. So
the ones for the vehicles are readable and writable. I don't know about the character ones.
Yeah, the ones I pulled through my phone all show readable and writable. So I must just be pulling all the vehicle ones.
Gotcha.
We did get most everything they got was new in box, with exception of Gandalf, Batman, and Wild Style. And the Gandalf tag was kind of wonky.
Well, they came with the portal movement.
Right. That was like the starter kit. Yeah, that was a starter kit.
Yeah.
I got all the starter stuff separately because I didn't know
Gotcha.
what was going on. That was of course the starter kit's the one thing I do my research on. Everything else, I was able to get like basically new, and some of the stuff's not bad. Like we just picked up Bart and Little Lightning, which those vehicles turn into like 3 different things. It was under $20.
Yeah,
brand new. So
the portal level set was really good for that because you're
that's
playing
an expensive one. There's a cool one. We have the Midway arcade one, which is cool. So it has all the old school Midway games, and they're a lot of fun. I was playing some Blastroids and Defender a little bit, which is just a pain, but it's a fun game. But no, they've got the picked up all the Lego movie stuff. They were really big into that. Just doesn't go away. The Wizard of Oz set, all the Simpsons ones.
Doctor Who, to where you can play.
Yeah, I have the Doctor Who ones.
Do you?
Yeah. If you want to copy them when you're here.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Goonies. I have Goonies, Gremlins, A-Team, and Knight Rider. Too. I remember.
Yeah, those are all the ones that I was looking at too. Katie really wants Back to the Future, so we're looking for those. And of course, they have the Ghostbusters ones. We don't have that yet, but they've got enough to keep them entertained for right now, anyway.
There's both Ghostbusters, so you can play as the girl Ghostbusters if you want to.
Yeah, because it came out right around the same time, and I don't know that we'll be buying that set. There is Slimer and State Puff, and but no, it's really cool. They were having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, some of the sets are a little out there, but most of them aren't too bad, and heck, the lowest ones I see, even the new ones like the Chima stuff is like $10. It's really cheap for stuff that's out of print. I don't think it's terrible. So
I have my sloth figure over there on section of the living room.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Well, guys, got anything else to talk about here?
Bueller.
Anybody?
Bueller.